Hey everyone, I'm Annabelle, and here is my 2021. I started this year in a new relationship with my boyfriend, Brayden. Throughout this whole year, you'll see us become closer and stronger together, all the way to present day. However, focusing on my priorities, I was able to hang out with my friends and celebrate Ella's 17th birthday at the beach. Unfortunately, our cake did get eaten by a seagull, but we learned how to play spikeball and started a new tradition, eating at a new burrito place every time we went to the beach. My family and I all celebrated my parents' 20th wedding anniversary and enjoyed this amazing cake made by me. Continuing from our honeymoon to the season of love, Brayden and I did everything from at-home workouts to making breakfasts, from walking his dogs to watching the Super Bowl together. This Valentine's weekend, I brought out my camera and made my first vlog of this year. I hung out with my friends and baked cakes with them. Throughout February, I went on a family day trip to Palm Springs, and I grew closer to my dad as I started going with him to his favorite golf ranges. March began with even more eagerness due to including my favorite holiday of the whole year, Pie Day. I baked 3 pies with the help of my best friend and mom. I met Brayden's aunt and visited her all-organic farm and zero net carbon emissions. I continued to make videos and post on YouTube whenever I felt like it. And out of nowhere, one of my Shein hauls for spring break hit a huge milestone for me and has now hit over 11,000 views. Also, school sports started opening up again, and because I'm on the yearbook team, I was able to go to most volleyball and football games to take photos for our yearbook. I started off my spring break with a bucket list and completed everything off of it, from baking, hiking, and going to the beach. Here's a picture of Ella who stubbed her toe at the beach. My family and I ended up heading up north through California, visiting Oxnard, falling in love with Santa Barbara, seeing Solvang, Palo Alto, and Santa Cruz. The first day of April, waking up in the Great Bay of San Francisco. Soon afterwards, my family and I headed back to our home in sunny Southern California, passing through San Jose too. The family bonds persisted as we celebrated Easter. I never had a normal experience in my junior year, so I was grateful to finally get a sneak peek into my future after high school, visiting UC Santa Barbara, UC Santa Cruz, UC Berkeley, and Stanford. As spring break came to a close, my high school finally opened up as optional for students. Desiring more social interaction and connections, I decided to go. While my other really close friends did not attend in person, I was able to become close with some new friends. I made connections with my teachers too, and was encouraged to put myself more out there. I convinced Brayden to run with me for our junior class homecoming prince and princess. Brayden and I won, and another huge accomplishment for us was Brayden's 17th birthday, where I baked him a cake taken from our favorite scene in Star Wars. The birthday spirit pursued as I turned 17 and became a dancing queen in May. The birthday week was filled with fun, friends, and adventures, starting off with my first invite-only prom, going to the beach with Brayden and friends, having a fancy but little birthday dinner, and going to Cheesecake Factory with my family. My high school planned to combine both cohorts and have 4 in-person school days now for in-person students. Speaking of other places opening up, my local gym opened up, and I started muscle gaining, still a very long and slow process, but also still motivated to continue growing. Traveling and vaccines worked hand in hand together, and as I got my first vaccine shot, my uncle and aunt came to visit. We showed them a few sights of Southern California and visited Hollywood and Beverly Hills. School was fun to talk to people. AP exam week was brutal. Not used to long and rigorous AP exams, I took all 3 just in the first 2 weeks of June. However, my motivation and studious habits helped me in my success in passing all my AP exams, achieving the AP Scholars Award with honor. School was out and I was ready to have some fun. I made myself do something with friends, family, or with Brayden every day of June to make my summer break the best it could be. My friends and I celebrated Ella's basketball team going 4th in state and 4th in CIF, going to Pasuki nights traditionally, and basically living at the beach. From Carlsbad, Oceanside, Encinitas to Laguna Beach and San Clemente. The beach truly shined through my physical appearance as I got extremely tan and even amplified my tan more by getting blonde highlights in my hair. I also made memories in my hometown too, having a barbecue with friends and having a slip and slide. The summer continued with excitement as I got my second dose of the COVID vaccine. Hot Vax Girl Summer! Explored new parts of San Diego as we got ready for this year's Father's Day and made a huge step in Brayden and I's relationship, hitting 6 months. Started off July still with my wish to do something every day during summer break and still had time to consistently post on YouTube weekly. Right before I left for my huge family trip, I hung out and met Brayden's grandparents in San Diego for 4th of July. The next day, I hopped on the plane and flew to Switzerland. Usually going back every other year, but this time gap felt longer than the previous trips. I got to see all my mom's side of her family again and showed them how much I grew up and how much they all grew up too. Luckily, I took German all 3 years of high school, so I was able to speak to my grandparents for the first time. My family and I visited our traditional tours of places in Switzerland and explored new beautiful places too. My growing passion to post on YouTube inspired me to capture all of this trip in video, and when I came back home, I hit a huge editing grind of all the content I filmed. Just like that, summer ended. The beginning of August marked school starting soon. I worked for ASB registration and even got videos of my friends taking their school ID pictures. To get more into the school spirit, I went back to school shopping and finished off this break by going to the beach a couple more times and celebrating Sage's birthday at BJ's. Senior year at last, starting with painting my parking lot, having a fun first week of school, back to normal football games and the luau. The fun continued at school in September with more football and volleyball games. Made my mark significantly for my senior year by taking my senior pictures and trying on the cap and gown for the first time. Labor Day weekend will be a weekend I'll always remember. My friends and I all hung out during that weekend, and I got to visit UC Irvine for the first time with my family in Brayden. We explored the city of Irvine, and the weekend came to a close with almost everyone getting COVID in the friend group. Not me though, stay safe. Over a week of loneliness at our lunch table, our homecoming week came in full force. Being in ASB helped me experience the behind scenes of homecoming, like creating the spirit days. I made vlogs remembering my last homecoming week because it was filled with memories and my last homecoming dance. These videos hit an all-time high for me too, and finally expanded my audience. I'm glad you guys were all interested in what I had to say. October continued with the school pride with our football games, our themed pink out game, and our concluding volleyball games with their senior night. Seniors joined a game called Seniors Assassins, and while I was so excited, I ended up being one of the first seniors to get out because my boyfriend ended up tricking me and catching me off guard to get me. Hard to get over this trick, but Brayden and his family made it up by taking me on our very first trip together to Arizona. We toured Arizona State University and went to all the best places in Phoenix and Tempe. We had a blast, and I'm so proud of Brayden for wanting to further his education here. We came back home to the holiday months beginning, the spooky season. I showcased my friends and I Halloween weekend. This year, my boyfriend and I were pirates. As the clock hit midnight, November began. School was going well. Football games were entertaining. Basketball season was starting, excelling in academics by being inducted as a member of the National Honor Society, all while completing and submitting all my college applications. The senior year stress hit, and to relax, my family and I took a small weekend vacation back to Florida. It had been over 3 years since seeing my dad's side of my family here. We enjoyed new sights of Florida, and I was able to reconnect with my cousins in no time. After Florida, the motivation for school was falling, but the following Thanksgiving break was also well needed, and continued my editing spree of Florida content and new Friendsgiving and Thanksgiving content. The thankfulness continued, and we celebrated Marianne's 17th birthday at BJ's and gave some really good advice and girl talk. The holiday spirit persevered with the start of December, getting into all of the Christmas festivities. I started my first Vlogmas, recording every day until Christmas, and combining clips into weekly videos. The Christmas time was amazing. I visited Julian with my family, and I had little Christmas dates with Brayden. Our school even got into the spirit with a holiday-themed spirit week created by me and my ASB team. 3 weeks of school until a well-deserved break would happen. I finished off this school semester with a bang, studying hard for all my finals and achieving another 4.5 GPA. Winter break was filled with Secret Santa, ice blocking, baking Christmas treats, and celebrating Christmas Eve and Christmas with my loved ones. The editing grind has persisted, and I'm so grateful for all the videos I was able to record, edit, and export because they truly encapsulate this amazing and loving year of 2021. Thank you all for joining my adventure and growth. I hope you all remember the highest of highlights in 2021 and that you learn even more to flourish greatly in 2022.